stream. We're fucking gaming!
Turn on the gnome.
Turn on my gnome. Who up turning on they gnome? I focused on the gnome. The only thing that's known. Have you come up to the enclosure recently?
What do you mean?
I think you would find it very interesting.
Like the spider web.
The spider web, yeah, because it doesn't look like a spider web anymore.
Have you started creaming?
Yeah, I'm creaming right now. Is that alright? Okay, AJ, what are your thoughts? AJ, have you ever thought in your life?
I didn't get the screen notification, that's why I was confused.
I asked AJ to read the new sections of the, Oh, I guess I didn't ask you to read them, but, there's new sections in the Bloodbound V3 doc that are about the characters I'm considering cutting from Enakawa's story, and the, yeah, so I made a mob farm, characters I'm considering cutting, and also like who I would want to be the additional character in Moresi's story. So we'd basically be getting rid of Enakaya characters and adding one Moresi character.
You're gonna cut Dusk?
I'm not gonna cut Dusk. Dusk isn't an Enakaya character.
Could be.
You could check the doc, you just don't like read what I'm thinking.
I am, that's why I said, you're gonna cut Dusk.
I thought you were just saying that in general.
AJ has thoughts?
Yeah, he read. Presumably he's still typing them.
I thought he had thoughts.
Business sluts.
I'm publishing my book tomorrow.
Your book?
Yeah.
What's it about?
Demons, I don't know.
Why didn't you let me read it?
Because I'm now in the... Is there a section for it?
Yeah, at the start there's a section called Enakaya Characters and a section called Urban Size Caretaker. Those are the two sections I asked AJ to read.
Reductions. So the people that... Wait, what?
What?
These people you gotta get rid of.
What are you talking about?
No. Wait, okay, there's a list of...
Well, read the
But these
section.
ones you're keeping.
No, those are all the characters, and then I just talked about which ones I think I don't need.
Okay. Is it like in a list or is it specific? Oh, it's in this thing, okay. See, you said there's a list of characters that you were cutting, so I was looking for a list first, and that's why I was confused.
Okay.
You didn't give me any clarification.
I'm sorry, I didn't clarify. My boyfriend is a fish.
Yes.
Okay. Checking the AJ thoughts.
No, I think they should be different people. Can't read it Roberto, that's evil. It's literally trying to remove the gay character that's fucked up.
Trying to remove Rabati?
Hmm?
Did you say trying to remove... Oh, I thought you said Badu, but I thought you said
Badu.
Rabati. And I was like, not Rabati! I added Rabati into Bloodbound just to remove him immediately.
Why would you combine Ray Turu and Lacus?
Raituru and Lacus. I just don't think I need both of them because both of their jobs is to be mean to Anakaya.
What? Ray Turu isn't mean to Nakaya.
He's meaner to her than Minerala is. But I was just thinking because
But that's
if
just because
it
he's.
because if each of these characters should have some kind of emotional significance to Anakaya, right? And I'm being attacked by 4 zombies. uh, and if Ryuturu's job is not being mean to Anakai, he doesn't have any emotional significance, or he's just a guy.
Yeah, you can't mix Tenor and Mineral.
For the reason I listed there, or
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
that's what I was figuring as well. But thankfully, those are two that don't really need to be mixed.
There's a few characters like T'Challa isn't very important. It's
Yeah,
just a random
T'Challa isn't
guy.
very important.
Ray
He's just a
Turu
guy.
isn't really mean to Anakaya. If anything, he's nice to her after Lacus is a turd.
Yeah, but I just don't think he has any emotional significance to her as is. And
I
we
still
should
think he's an
have,
important
and
character.
all of these characters should have emotional significance to her.
No.
Have you made have you made the decision for me, Bard?
No, I just disagree.
Because if it's not that, I would just be doing the same thing I did to Rosa and Wulnuhi, which is sidelining them.
I don't even know who those two are.
Rosa and Wulnuhi. Rosa is Hope boyfriend, and Wulnuhi is Hiru's spouse.
Yes. There's a bunch of characters that are just like not there, kind of. There's a character that is like brought up, and she's in the mess hall, and she's like, everyone's like, oh, she's so pretty, but I don't even remember who she is.
Harim.
Yeah, who's that?
She's a random lady. I like that idea, AJ. Uh,
What
it,
is this?
AJ texted me an idea. I'll copy and paste and send it to you. Wait, AJ, can you just send your idea to Bard? I like your idea. It feels kind of like too predictable to me. Kind of like it's just something that feels kind of scripted, I guess. But is this something that happened in the World War II Bloodbound? AJ told me about this book he read, which has like Anakaya and Waresi exactly, but in World War II.
That is a
Uh,
lot.
Bard, you want to go Betty Bye?
I'm coming.
I just asked a question. Oh my god.
Please do.
Original idea, take it from me. Because I don't want to write a story that like feels too predictable, you know? I don't want to write a story that just feels like,
Why would Open say relates to Racy? That's a bit strange.
huh?
Say Open say who needs to be cared for and relates to Racy due to heritage, but
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. There's so many different Taysons. They're like not like they're all the same family. Nor does Open say really care much about being Tayson.
Uh, I think AJ is right about that, just because um part of the reason Waresi is so nice to Orpensei is because they're Tayson, and it's because they grew up in this different environment.
Oh, it's racist. I wouldn't really say it's heritage though.
That's fair.
That's ethnicity.
Yeah. The main thing that makes them similar is that they're both like autistic children. Orpensei is not an autistic child. Neither is Waresi. Waresi's almost an adult. So Waresi's like autistic teenager. um, but Ripensei and Warese find each other relatable because they both have trouble getting along with people and making friends.
I need to open this on my computer to see if there's any formatting or not.
And what are your thoughts about the
There's
character
not.
substitutions, AJ? Because at this point in my thought process, like, as you said, Bard, I don't think the one combining mineral and tenor works very well, just because it, like, I don't know what specifically about it. Maybe just, like, it's either that it feels insensitive or that it feels
It just
stereotypical, I
feels.
guess.
It feels like a character written by a straight person that has no idea what, like, anything to do with trans history, and it is like, I know this is what the thing is gonna be. And
Yeah,
then, like, like, anytime someone writes a queer character, they give them a fucking tragic backstory, because that's just how they see how the world has been. So, like, oh, that's how we do things now.
well, tenor's
So,
bisexual.
well, yes, but, like, having a trans woman as an abuse victim, it sounds like a very bad idea.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I was considering that, because I think it works well otherwise, but I don't know if getting rid of Tenor's like history of being abused is viable for the story. Just because for Dusk it's important, for Dusk's relationship with her.
I think Tenor is an important character on her own.
Yeah, but the story she's in the most is Dusk's part. Like, for instance, Anakaya doesn't even know, so it's not very relevant to Anakaya.
It's not brought up in that book.
Which is why it's not brought up there yet. Like, if it was in some way important to Anakaya, I would have brought it up, but I didn't.
So, removing Badu is literally just a attack directly on me, and I will not see it any other way.
If I remove any of these characters, you're gonna kill me.
Man, isn't he allowed to have hobbies anymore?
Man's not even allowed to kill his boyfriend anymore. They don't let boys do anything anymore. Fuck.
That's It would be a bad. So the problem with combining Raiaturu and Lacus, you have someone who's supposed to be in a position of power attacking a new recruit. That kind of behavior wouldn't happen. Like,
We're not
that's a
talking
big
about the
no-no.
modern military. We're talking about.
No, I know we're not talking about the modern military, but like anywhere, why would they just like?
And this would be a problem for Lacus as well. It wouldn't be like it's just a problem for Anakai. Lacus would be doing something she's not supposed to be doing.
But then who has the authority to like save Anakia at that point?
Areth, Hopestar, Eru, all of them have authority over Bacchus.
But like
This
a
position.
good part with the Lacus bit is that like she's upset, especially because she gets told off, and then that makes her even more angrier, which makes the like feud even longer.
Yeah.
And then it also so Raituru, you would have to change Lacus in Ironwoven as well, or actually not Ironwoven, Sunlight.
Yeah.
And it's like that's a lot to change just for the first book.
Right, but I don't want to have a character who's basically only relevant to Anakia. You know, like, this character would be in all three books. She should be able to keep being relevant throughout it, which is why I'm thinking that Badu might not need to be there because he just is not in the following books at all. Like, I would want to have characters where I can make them relevant and give them stories for the whole series, not just the first one.
Meh.
You're like incorrect.
Just literally removing my favorite character. It's so fucked up.
Can't believe your favorite character wasn't Dusk.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of things you don't know about me.
The fact that my favorite character in Kingkiller Chronicle is Denna.
He's literally removing all the gay characters. It's fucked up.
Well, did you see the section of that where I was debating whether to make Yakubu asexual or gay? Did you see that section?
Yeah, see, literally removing the gays. It's gonna make Badu weird and asexual. Those two are separate points. Weird because you would be telling him with Yakubu and Yakubu was weird.
Man can't do anything.
Why is there a bunch of numbers?
Where?
AJ's putting numbers next to the characters.
I'm very curious about this. Where's AJ doing this? Okay. Well, I have no idea what these numbers mean. Oh, how many times the character comes up in Bloodbound? Okay. Shamb doesn't come up because his name is spelled differently in the first draft. It's Shamb. I decided to spell his name differently because you can't actually pronounce Shamb very well. Doesn't sound very good. Shamb sounds a little better.
Also sounds like some kind of Jewish sandwich.
You always say this about the children in my stories.
Well, if Sham sounds like a Jewish sandwich, yeah, it definitely does.
Yeah. Yummy. This would be crazy to watch if I eventually had fans of the books. They're like, oh, watching random Exilage the Great VOD. Oh, my bad, they're just talking about changing Bloodbound irreparably. They fucking ruined it because they took away Lockets.
Yeah, they're gonna like know about this, and they're gonna hear about the like how characters were gonna be, and they're like, "What? That would have made everything so much better. Why would you change that? You should have listened to your handsome boyfriend the whole time."
Like, you should have let Bard write the story instead. He clearly could have done a better job.
Yeah. You know actually how I've been getting writing ideas lately?
You have been?
What?
What have you been having ideas for?
Just like little bits and bobs about the thing I was gonna write. But
Yeah.
how I've been getting the ideas is that I'm watching a video on someone else's someone's talking about this like book
Yeah.
that's like a very popular one, but it's fucking piece of shit. And I'm thinking to myself, it's like these are things I should avoid.
Yeah.
No, it's more like I could write so much better than this.
That's what I often think. Like, that's something I would think before I started writing as well, right? Like, hear about somebody else's writing and I'd be like, This is crazy. I'm pretty sure I could do a better job. I also did that when I was learning how to draw, where I'd be like, this painting fucking sucks. I could make a better painting.
For some reason, I really thought you were gonna say. That's what I thought in reading AJ's book.
That would have been a crazy thing to think when I'm reading AJ's book. I'm just like, damn, this would have been better if I'd written it.
That's what I would have said to AJ, but obviously jokingly,
Hinam
because I
is
have no idea.
the fucking queen of the castle right now, good lord.
Well, yes, this is what happens.
I like
Here's the
how I
thing.
still call Hinam a she, even though Hinam's literally transphobic. Literally
Uh,
envy-phobic.
yeah, the whole like writing better than most people. It's obviously it's not like a point of arrogance. It usually comes from when you're reading something that's really fucking badly written.
Well, for me, it's a point of arrogance. I don't know about for you, though.
Okay.
But yeah, like if I remember when I was a kid, I would watch CinemaSins and I'd be like, well, if I made a movie, I would avoid these things. But CinemaSins is a really bad way to decide what you're gonna make and not make. It's not very informative.
They're also really fucking stupid.
Yeah. It's like a reading. I don't want to read when I'm watching a movie, and it's like, are you fucking illiterate? You should read a book, asshole.
What if they were literate?
I used to not think I could write better than others, but after writing now, I think I can write better than others. Yeah, I mean, I basically feel the same way. Now that I'm a writer, I have like a much more developed sense for like writing criticism and stuff like that. But I also became a writer when I was really young, so I don't know like what my view would have been if I had become a writer later.
I'm not gonna ask anyone for writing advice because I'm just better than everyone, so I don't need to listen to them.
So true. AJ only asks me for writing advice so he can affirm his own superiority.
I thought you were gonna be like AJ only gives me his writing advice to confirm his superiority. Make a character blind and then get them to describe what a color looks like.
Yeah. I once sang colors to a blind man. 7 hours I sang, but after I was finished, he said he saw them red and gold and green. Yeah. If I made Vivarno blind, the story would be infinitely improved.
You could walk into shit.
New York Times bestseller.
Blind like a mole.
Yeah. Vivarno is famously a mole.
She's mole shaped, to be fair.
Round and out there.
Got those weird bumps on her nose.
Yeah. It's kind of funny, Vivarno and Resi look very similar, at least by my count, even though they're not genetically related in the least. But they were raised
AJ,
together.
if you had the power to make one person in Axel's book bold, who would you make bold?
Yeah, who would you embolden?
I don't think that word means what you think it means.
I'm just making a joke.
I know. I was also making a joke and a reference, but you don't really care anymore and you hate me.
It's not true. The fact that you said that means that, in fact, you are the one who despises
I
me.
will shit. It's coming out. It's like, oh, there it is. It's on the
Oh
floor
my
now.
god, it's everywhere. Which character would benefit the most from a character building perspective from being bald? That's the question. I think it might be Dusk. Well, it would have to be a Tailish character, actually, because they specifically never cut their hair. Uh, people who have their hair cut are branded as criminals. That's how you can tell
You
if it's a
should
criminal.
rewrite the entirety of Bloodbound. So there's a scene where Anakaya is just bald, and then the fight between Lacus and Anakaya just happens. It's not actually a fight. She just comes over and slaps her on the bald spot in her head, like on the
And
flat
Nikaya
part of her head.
starts crying
And the rest of the book is just an internal monologue on how that affected her.
emotionally.
Like 600 pages of just like how her entire life is now ruined because of that.
Yeah. Look, if somebody slapped me on my bald spot, I think it would ruin that. Too.
Such her whole head is bald, so I guess it's all a bald spot.
Yeah. Arith got fucking nothing in this book. It's crazy. Arith's barely in this one. Yeah, I was thinking I'd have to restructure the presence of the gangsters just to make the book make more sense. With Arith, Eru, and Hopestar. Because they're all fairly important. She needs to stay because she's very important for the rest of the books. And I'm just going to make her more relevant in the next draft. Because she is very important. Um,
She's also bald in the next draft.
she's also bald, which makes her important. It's part of her importance, the fact that she's bald. She has importance outside of Anakaya's story, like with Dusk's story, for instance, important in that. Um, though keep in mind, if you read the first draft of Ironwoven, you're gonna be like, why are any of these characters here? This doesn't make any sense. And I'm gonna be like, yeah, it's a first draft. It's pretty rough. So, sorry. Sorry, I'm just a silly boy. And there are some things like that where I just didn't think enough while I was writing, so you have characters where it feels like they don't need to be there, even though they do, uh, such as RS.
What do you mean? That's one of the children that Nakaya needs to take care of, and that's part of her character, which is like, I hate babies, and she strangles him out in his crib in the next one.
Well,
Even
for
though he's not a
Anakaya,
baby.
for Anakaya, Yabid is important because Yabid is consistently does not trust Anakaya. Actually getting Yabid to trust her is like a book-long process. Everybody else is kind of like, okay, we'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Yabid does not give her the benefit of the doubt. Yabid's the only character who does not. And I know she's not in the first draft too much, like with a uh, more intentional work on that, it should be better in the next one, where I'll have the characters show up an appropriate amount. That's part of why I want to cut some characters so that I can make room for the important ones, rather than just have Jatal show up all the time and everybody's like, why the fuck is this guy here? um, even though I like Jatal, and it means I won't have any male strippers in the book anymore. Well, I guess he wasn't a stripper, he was just a prostitute. He could do both, though.
Be a dancer, you don't know him.
I'm pretty sure if anybody does, I do.
You'd hope so, but
Unless...
oh.
And I'm hoping that when I ideate more heavily for like specific plot points in Ironwoven, I can come up with things that make Shambit and Yabid relevant constantly, rather than just like, you know, whenever they happen to be on screen. Like, Anakai should be worried about them consistently. I was considering getting rid of both of them, but they are a package deal. They don't come apart.
Well, they do. It just gets messy when they do.
Yeah. It just involves a lot of hacksaws.
And blood. Love that you could be bound by.
Cook isn't like important in future stories or whatever. Cook is might be off because it's normal for. Why do you need Cook? Oh boy. You need Cook for the second book. Cook is important in the second book. Cook
Yeah.
is the main character, not Dusk.
They crucify her
Yeah.
because she
She
starts doubting
is
that she's the second Jesus.
she is the reincarnation of Christ.
Mhm.
Cook is very important in the second book. Uh, Eru, Hopestar, and Arath, I'm gonna try to make them more relevant in Nenekaya's story, but they're necessary for Dusk's story. Not in a literal sense, but in an emotional sense. The book just doesn't make sense if Dusk doesn't have people who he's aiming to care for, because he's that kind of guy. He would just fall over and die if he didn't have people he could take care of. Ojin? Ojin? Hmm. Ojin is important as a red herring. Because part of Enekai's
Ojin,
story is a mystery, and Ojin is a red herring in it.
Ojin is important for my mental health.
Ojin is important for Bard's mental health because he's bald. Took too long to get rid of Ojin. Unfortunately, part of Enekai's story is a mystery, and if there's no red herrings in it, it just doesn't work. So
I've got a fur-bearing trout.
that is a good question. My answer to wish is
Oh.
took too long. Kill Ojin with a gun. I like that. 3 people are marked as needed for Dusk's story. As for Enekaya, here's the thing. Enekaya's part of the story is less specific than Morisi's part of the story. So, like, some of these characters, you're like, well, why do we need this person? And I'm like, well, we need them for the story. But as to the specifics of the story, sometimes they're not very well known just because I haven't come up with a good enough plan for it yet. But that doesn't mean these characters aren't relevant, it's just that my plan isn't very solid at the moment. So... because it gets solved in a future book. And Ojin is also a red herring in that. Lacus is there. Lacus is part of Enekaya having to prove herself to someone who is not a child. Because Anakaya has to prove herself to Yabid, but Yabid is someone she has to care for. Lakis is someone she has to prove herself to, who is not someone she has to care for. Also, I think...
Do you?
One second, I'm gonna text you something, because AJ hasn't read this yet.
No, I don't think his penis is too long. Uh, kind of. Yes.
But yeah, this is one
I
of the
don't think so.
troubles with Anakaya's
I
part of the story compared to Waresi's. In Waresi's, because we have these, like, a very short list of characters in this highly specific story, like, me coming up with answers to all these questions, very easy. Anakaya, not so. Anakaya's story, for one thing, has existed for less time than Waresi's has, so it's, more confusing. Yeah, the fact that we're missing that thing from the story, it definitely should be there. That's something that should be relevant at some point. Do you agree, Bard?
Huh? Sorry, I was reading.
The thing we were just talking about.
Becomes relevant at some point is important. Yeah, I would say so. In that
I think it
case.
should be there if it's not there right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Agreement.
Why is the mint doing right?
Law accurate grammar.
This is always how you describe me whenever I make cookies.
What? But I would die.
Yakubu is relevant because he's a character who kind of challenges Anakaya's conception of how the world works, and he's relevant in the future ones for reasons that aren't... I don't know. Okay, AJ, have you ever read a book? See, this is a problem because I think, AJ, this is something that does not interest you when you read it in a book, but it always interests me a lot, which is questions that aren't relevant to the plot necessarily, but they are mysteries about the world that make you question, and getting the answer to that question, even if it's not relevant to the plot, might still be satisfying. And I think, like, as a world building and fantasy book enjoyer, that's something I like a lot. Like, would you agree, Bart? Are there questions in Name of the Wind where
Yes.
even if they're not relevant to the plot, you'd still love to know why they're like that, you know?
Yes, I like to learn about the world and things. I think plot-heavy
Yeah.
bullshit is also mostly annoying, and I don't really care for it.
Yeah.
Like, quite often there's a bit in the Name of the Wind where you're learning about some cool shit, and some shit's just hanging out, it's going great, and then fucking Quoth goes out of his way to fucking learn about the, Emir, and at this point, I don't give two fucks about the Emir. I want to know about this fucking tree that kills Jesus.
I really like the stories that were told in Adem by Grandma. Like the Adem Grandma stories.
I don't even really remember what that one was about.
You remember the one where the teacher of the school and
Yeah, that one
his
was cool, but I'm
people...
trying to remember the Chandara Gagarian one.
It's the same story Scarpy told, but with different names.
Are they in the wind?
I believe so. But Yakubu is one of those characters who's relevant for world-building questions, like questions about the nature and history of the world, essentially, because that's his, like, life's pursuit, is to figure out some questions relating to the history of the world, which I didn't cover enough in my first two drafts of Bloodbound or in the following books because I didn't think about it enough and I wasn't planning well enough for it. But that is the reason Yakubu is there. He's there for that. And if he got combined with Badu, he would also be Anakaya's, like, close companion. But if he doesn't get combined with Badu, he's just a guy. I'm really interested to know, Bart, if you read Bloodbound 1, I'm really curious if you would object to the removal of some characters that are already gone in the version of the story you read now.
Why? Like, is there anyone you can think of in particular?
Yeah, there's this one guy that I think you would actually find him really annoying, so you might be glad he's gone. But there's a guy in Anakai as part of the story. There's a poisoner lady in. Wait, that guy is in Moresi's kind of side of the story. There's a poisoner lady in Anakai's side of the story who's in there a couple of times. There's other characters who are there, and I cannot remember who they are a lot of the time, but. Patreon bonus chapter, learning about what Agathu was doing in the Philippines. Let's go. I like that the reason Millie doesn't write about it is that she's like, I can't use this in any way, and I am a crazy bitch, so. Love that for her. She's literally winning. Yawn. What do you think of my cave? Quite the predicament we found ourselves in.
Indeed.
My boyfriend has sadly perished. And see, if you're writing I think Anakaya is already bad enough. She's already really hard to be around, but that's just because she's ignorant.
And bald.
And bald. Bald people, I hate them. Passionately. Anakaya is already really hard to be around. So I don't think we need to give her more reasons to be harder to be around. Last one, what about Mineral? Bard, why do we keep Mineral?
She got big titties.
Got big titties. Next question, AJ.
I don't know, she's very important to the story.
See, Mineral is important to the part of Anakai's story that's not about making her trust people, but about making her learn about other people, so she has a reason to care about Riance. So learning about Mineral and about Riantic culture as an extension of learning about Mineral is important for Anakaya. Because there are a lot of characters who Anakaya meets where their kind of person would very easily exist where she's from, but not so with Mineral.
I think Mineral also helps Anakaya be more comfortable being herself.
Yeah, that's also true. Mineral like forces Anakaya to learn and change and grow as a person in a way that's not just becoming trustworthy. What did you just get?
Also, she's...
This man crazy. Oh, he's just moving around the ones that are only needed for Dusk's story. I like that it says, Sham, come up for more later. It's Yabid, we'll come up for more later, and Akaya gaining their trust as a character arc, and then Sham comes with Yabid, inseparable.
Like the drink on a fast food meal that you don't want.
So true, bestie. Which one is the unwanted drink? Yabid or Sham?
Well, I suppose you could just throw away Shamb.
That's fucked up. You gonna kill a baby?
Yeah.
Here's the problem. If I throw away Sham, I just have 2 Urban saves, and I don't think I can do it 2 Urban saves.
I'm not saying Actually, throw away Champ.
Yeah. I was actually
I'm just
thinking
saying
about
which
that
one.
before, is why I brought it up. Because I was thinking to myself, oh, could I just throw away Shamba? And then I was thinking about it more, and I was like, well, not really, because Shamba is,
Gay.
yes. Shamba is the, like, mode, the medium through which Yabed expresses some kind of gentleness, and the medium through which Anakai can teach somebody, help care for somebody else, which is part of her story, is teaching and caring for people. And I mean, this is true of both Baresi and Anakai, right? They're both partially concerned with learning to care for other people. But with Baresi, he already knows. I could make Yabed blind. This is true. I think Yabed would have a hard time doing the things she does in the story if she was blind, though. You do have an interesting point, though, AJ. I appreciate the feedback. I think I could more easily make Champ blind than Yabed in terms of like characters, but having Yabed be blind would, I don't know, complicate things at least.
I can make a lot of people blind. All I need is a big fucking spoon.
It'll hurt more. You want to come in and see my cave, Bard?
Yeah.
You love seeing their boyfriend's cave. Bard, if you had a man
Probably.
cave zone, what would you put in
I already have a man cave.
What is it?
My ass.
So true.
I'm currently killing squids for the delicious squink.
Right. Just watching you do this. Yeah. Squink. Check this out. You've made like a fucked up uh contained city.
What's wrong with my house?
It just reminds me of like in The Expanse where they have like a fake sky and stuff like that. Got like a I do like it a lot though.
He hates my
I
house.
said I like it. But yeah, for the character combinations, I think the most problematic one is Tenor and Mineral, and as you said, Bard, I just don't think it's a good idea, really. Like, what do you think about that, AJ? Could you read the Tenor Mineral section? Tell me what you think. You haven't read Ironwoven, so part of Tenor's story isn't clear to you, but it's not like extremely complicated, so I think you can grasp it without uh, needing a lot of explanation. This looks fine.
Looks good. Yeah.
Um,
Does that mean that the castle's complete?
no,
Oh.
I've got to do landscaping and stuff like that. Make another character trans. Bard, who would be trans?
Baru.
Make Badu trans. Shamba's now trans. Cause the transitioning of many characters. See, the reason Mineral is trans, and the reason it's specifically a woman and specifically an Anakai's side of the story, is because, first of all, if a character was trans, Waresi would never notice. Like, it would completely escape Waresi's notice if a character was trans. And there are trans characters in Waresi's side of the story, but Waresi just is not thinking about people's genitals ever. And the reason Anakaya is thinking about the reason Anakaya is thinking about the lady's genitals is because she's in the baths with her, so it'd have to be somebody woman in the baths with Anakaya. Otherwise, it would just be trans for the sake of being trans, which is not illegal. It would just not be relevant in the story for these purposes. That was a hole. Is there no hole?
What?
I thought there was like a hole, and I found it. Yeah.
Ah,
Oh, that would be great! Wow. No. And also, again, because that's in Moresi's side of the story, Moresi would not know this.
Ivano has a friend.
Yeah, me and do you remember the thing AJ sent you? Big paragraph.
Oh yeah, I didn't read it because he's bad opinion. Joking.
That's
I was like
fucked
halfway
up.
through, and then we started talking about something else, so I had to take my attention away from it.
Okay,
It's also unformatted, so it's kind of like word soup.
do some thorough reading. Savage. This is how AJ naturally writes. He has to go through and add all the paragraph breaks in post. Right, AJ?
Oh no, I was reading that, now it's all fucked up. Very soon I'm going to read it. Man, what a helpful review.
What is AJ very soon gonna read?
Huh?
What were you saying very soon I'm going to read it about?
No, he sent me a, what's it called? AJ sent me a Goodreads review, and it's just like, this is a great outline. I can't wait to read it. Someone reviewed a book before they even read it.
Nice.
Why don't you just wish Raituru and Mineral the same person?
Right to Mineral.
Yeah, the Holy Reavers.
Well, part of the
Not as in
reason.
like, no, not as in like make them what two characters into one. As in like sew them together.
Oh, okay, that would make more sense. Like, actually, you're misunderstanding me.
The dwarves. I love
Right.
reviewing things by reading them. I love judging a book by its cover.
What are you judging? Which book are you judging by its cover? Dwarves.
He sent me the a review for dwarves on Goodreads
Can you
that
send
just
it to
says,
me?
oh, I was explaining
I
it.
was
You just
talking
yell
to AJ, not you. Fuck, AJ, send me the things so that Bard doesn't yell at me anymore.
at
Oh. Just read the outline. This is for the dwarves? That's crazy. Oogie gluten free. I guess I really am heterosexual. Not me. Could not be me.
what?
I am making this message because the game caused my wife to be sad. That's funny. AJ, send Bard the meme you sent me.
Oh, my mom sent me a Snapchat. It's a death threat.
Damn.
Oh, the rats have been eating the watermelons. Damn, that's fucked up. That poor lady. I wonder what that review is for.
Dwarf. Just one.
There's a game one. Or
Dwarf.
like spirit,
Just one.
pharaoh or something.
Probably a singular dwarf. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna. Exilius the Great is me? Oh my god, that's fucking crazy, bro. Like, this fucking rap shit crazy, dog. Okay, what we're gonna do today in Photoshop is we're going to draw Burundi.
Oh, very Nikki, nice.
But
Really, really bad patch. How is the patch that bad? Also, why isn't it Infinity Mickey like the mouse?
Mickey Mouse.
Did they update the game and change it to finite Mickey?
That'd be fucking crazy. I'm sorry the text looks like this, by the way, in the stream chat. To be fair, plenty of people, when they're doing their stream chat stuff or whatever, are like, they don't give a fuck what it looks like, so.
I mean, that's 3 reallys. That's very really.
It's really sad that you said that Uhinam is Enakaya's Vivarno, even though they totally are. I mean, so, how many characters don't get a Vivarno? I think all of my characters get a Vivarno. Like, all of the 6 main characters get one Vivarno per person.
Except for Vivano.
At least one Vivarno.
Did
Oh,
they
they
make
they
Mickey
just put in
bald?
a bunch of bitches. Hell yeah. I have a wife. She's like my Vivarno. That's so fair, AJ. It's so fair and real and valid.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. I love when they increase monetization on stuff.
It's fucking great.
My favorite? Spending money.
I love to spend money.
My
Here's what,
husband does not.
yeah, I'm famous for hating money spent.
I mean, I don't know if you hate spending money. I don't know if you just don't know how to spend money.
Never done it before.
Yeah. This is really just Yukina bound.
Okay, this is what Arandi looks like.
Randy.
He's
Yeah, that's how
beautiful.
I see him.
My beautiful son. Okay, let's look up some guys who actually look
Oh,
like Arandi. I'm gonna look up short African men.
you have to draw his twin brother next to him.
That's so true. Okay, I looked up
It
short
just,
African men. So far, it's
it's
just
cut.
pictures of African men with short hairstyles. That's not what I'm asking. Short
Shit.
height African men. Shit. These are all useless pictures. That is an Indian man, not African. Those are pygmy people. Average male height in Africa? This is great data.
1.
Yeah, they're all about 1 centimeter tall. How tall is the average black man in America? That's a picture of a bunch of guys, a bunch of basketball players. Um, wow.
That's just a penis.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just looking at average female height in Africa. It's
2
pretty
centimeters.
interesting information. The highest is in Libya, and it's 162 centimeters. I think I'm probably taller than 162 centimeters. How often do you Google African men? More often than one would imagine. Here's the problem with just looking up African men, is that what I want is a range of images of a bunch of different guys. Oh, I actually got exactly what I wanted this time. But they're all too attractive. Wait. This is a very good-looking man. This is also a picture of a portrait of a typical Japanese stone lantern at the Eikando Temple. Bard, as somebody who's an expert on Japan, would you say
I would
this
refer to
man
AJ to do.
is a portrait of a typical Japanese stone lantern? Is this what the typical Japanese
I
stone lantern looks like?
I don't think it is. I think
Yeah,
Google AI is being racist.
that's good. I'm trying to like,
Be more racist.
yeah, obviously. I'm trying to like get a middle ground on handsomeness for Urandi because I don't want him to be too hot, but I don't want him to be like an ugly guy.
Isn't that subjective?
It is subjective, but I'm making him not too hot to me personally. This is my favorite picture of an African man. It's my favorite picture of an African man. I'm gonna show this to AJ.
Oh wow.
I've seen this picture before.
It's very scary.
Yeah, it's kind of like me in that way. This guy is like, this guy like Somali? See, with like, it's funny living somewhere where we have like a lot of people from one specific part of Africa because I can look at people and just be like, I think that guy's Somali. He might not be. I might just be racist, but I looked at that guy, my brain was like, I think he's Somali. I think this is the man who's most Arandi coded to me. I'm gonna show you a picture of him, Bar. Exactly.
Oh yes, heck, he looks like a gardener. He looks like a happy
This
gardener.
looks like a gardener. You're so funny, thanks. I'm not allowed grapefruit. Is that you, AJ? Are you not allowed grapefruit? Okay. We're gonna save this image as and put him in the fucking. It's not in Bloodbound though. Shit. Orandi ref. No. And then we're gonna go to the Gardener of Arache. We're gonna open the Gardener of Arache information document. And then we're gonna blow up. Is this my information document? Yeah, it is. What does Arani look like? He doesn't have any description. This is incredible. I could do anything. Okay, most people in this area have plaited hair, so I'm just gonna say plaited African hair. These plaits are too cool. Want broad plaits. Maybe if I put in men. These are not the plots I was thinking of. They're pretty cool though. Look at this guy's face. Let me show you this guy, AJ. He's like, huh? evil and intimidating horse. Just gonna look up fucking African. Give me fucking Yoruba hairstyles. I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck. There's no way that's a traditional Yoruba hairstyle. That'd be a pain in the ass to do. God damn it. Why are the Yorubas so cool? I can't draw any of these. This is absurd. Plus, only saw one of these in the textbook about Yoruba people, so they surely made up the rest. Well, I really like this one. Something funny to me about this hairstyle I'm about to show you, AJ, is that it looks a little bit like she has a handbag string on top of her head. So I do think it's a very cool hairstyle. Okay, I'm gonna shit. I'm gonna African hair care pre-industrial. Somebody has to have written a paper about this. African hair before slavery. Thank you. This is the kind of website only I need to read. No! Origin is unreachable. I'm gonna die. God damn it. Every single website I'm check is gonna be like this. Pre-colonial Africa. Thank you. Okay. Mulani. I think the way I'm doing it uh with the Tailish people is that they keep their hair loose if it's not before they get married, and they start like braiding it in specific ways when they get married. But I think Orandi would probably keep his hair in the married fashion because he doesn't want anybody to think he's single because he doesn't want people to bother him. uh, Locks are very cool. Here's my problem. I want to know how they cared for the hair. And this could be a really stupid question because it's just like, well, Axel, obviously they did this thing or this thing, but I don't fucking know. Okay. This is all highly inspecific. It's like African people used various natural materials and techniques to style and adorn their hair, such as clay, oils, herbs, shells, beads, feathers, and metal. See, okay, one thing I know about African hair and like very curly hair is that you need to oil it more than white people need to oil their hair because white people don't need to oil their hair basically at all. People with straight hair in general, you don't need to oil it. But African people, their hair because of its texture needs to be oiled to I think like avoid getting really dry, I believe. But I don't know if that's like a problem just for like looking good or if it's a problem for like your hair falling out. So I need I need to convince Google that I am a young African woman trying to figure out how to care for her hair. For some reason, every website I'm checking is like, "You're gonna die, white boy." Traditional hair care practices in Africa, afroqueen.com. This is the kind of thing I need. Do I find this content engaging? I have no idea. Um, shea butter. Is it shea? I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't remember sometimes. That's what you gotta keep in mind about me. The way my grandma taught me to style my curls.
Oh,
Oh my god. Okay. What the hell is black castor oil? Tell me about it. What is it? Black castor oil definition. Black castor oil Wikipedia. Please tell me what this thing is. I have no idea. Are pressed from castor beans. I need to figure out if they have this in North America. Castor is indigenous to... Okay. So it's only indigenous to the Mediterranean basin, East Africa, and India. So they would not have it where I'm talking about. I'm assuming there would be some plant they could have oil out of. That's not a big deal. Okay, we know how that works generally. We figured something out. Now we just need to figure out man with, what was I looking at? Plaited hair. Normal angle, please. Because all these are like specifically angles of like the tops of their heads, which is not what I want. Maybe I already have a picture for this. I probably already have a picture for this and I'm just wasting my time. It's reasonably likely that I'm just wasting my time. Where do I keep these things? Such a disappointed looking man. Oh my god. Shit, man. Fuck. See, yeah, like all of the references of like men with their plaited hair are like of the tops of their heads, but I just wanted to know what it looks like from the front, you know? Like this is exactly the kind of thing I'm thinking basically, but I need to know what it looks like from the front, not from the top. Is that a white man? Hella braids, white boy. Love that for you. Maybe this is an impossible task. Maybe I'm asking too much. So, Bart, I've determined a couple of things.
Yeah.
There are no good pictures of men with hair plaited back on the internet because they're all from the top of their head, which is not what I want to look at. I want to look at them with plaited hair, but not from the top of their head.
Oh.
Now we've scrolled down far enough that we're just seeing white boys with the plaited haircuts, which is pretty sick.
Do you want to sit in your server instead of streaming, or do you want to keep streaming? Oh, you're gonna. Oh, no, you're drawing. Never mind.
I mean, I haven't actually drawn anything other than the sky. But yeah, we don't
I was
need
gonna
this.
play.
We don't need to stream
Ori.
this, so let's play Ori, sit in the server. AJ, you can join us in the server if you're not tucking your wife into bed, and if you are tucking your wife into bed, I don't know what to do with you. Okay, stream is ending now.